Good morning, students. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to the science class. In the last class, we are discussing about the chapter called as food, and we had covered the various topics like mineral deficiencies. In that, we had already discussed about calcium deficiency, phosphorus deficiency, iron deficiency, and iodine deficiency. Then, what are the topics that we are going to discuss? As I had already stated, we will be discussing about new topics like what should we eat and what are the factors responsible for poor health. So these are the contents that we are going to discuss in our today's session. Now let us start with our first topic, that is what should we eat. We know that food is essential for the survival of the living organisms. It provides us energy to carry out the daily activities and also to grow and repair our body parts in case of any damage. So understanding the right kind of food we need to consume is also very essential. The foods which have been deep fried in oil lose their nutritive value. The stale foods and the rotten foods can be harmful to our health. The foods which are spicy and oily, though have a good taste, but they do not have more nutrition. So, in order to overcome all this, what we need to do? We need to consume the food which has the best nutritional value. And it should also help our body to be strong and provide the good energy. Most of the food items which are available today are adulterated, means they have some mixed it up with something which are actually the not kind of the food items in order to get more profit. The food that we consume comes from numerable sources and the variety is very huge. We already know this. Then what do different food items contain? We consume different kinds of food. Either it may be with regarding to the dal, rice, chapati, whatever it may be. We consume varieties of food items. Each dish we eat is prepared using more than one ingredient containing different nutrients along with dietary fibers and also water. Some nutrients in our food are fats, minerals, vitamins, proteins and carbohydrates. We already discussed about this. Then what do various nutrients do for our body? Means how do they help our body, and what is the main cause that we are consuming? What is the main reason why we need to consume all these? Nutrients play a vital role in determining the health of our body. The nutrients used up during the process of nutrition by each cell in our body carry out their basic functions. All the food items what we consume, they contain the nutrients, and these nutrients they play a varieties of function in our body. Either it may be with regarding to the growth of the body, development of the body, repairing the cells which are being damaged. So all these are the various functions which need to be carried out by the nutrients. Fats, they provide the energy to our body as compared to carbohydrates. Though carbohydrates provide energy, but fats they provide immediate energy to our body and they can be stored for a longer duration. And the next it is the proteins. Proteins, they are commonly called as the body building foods. They help in the building up our body. Then comes the vitamins. Vitamins also help our body to fight against various diseases and also helps to keep our eyes, gums, bones in a healthy shapes. And also we had discussed about the various kinds of the vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, D, E and K. All these we had discussed, and vitamin C protects our body against diseases. And also we discussed about the various kinds of the diseases like vitamin A causes night blindness, vitamin B beriberi. So all these are the various kinds of the diseases which occur when we do not consume the right amount of the vitamins. Then what we should eat? We should consider the food which has all the nutrients in them. So we have to go for the term called as a balanced diet. Then what is this balanced diet? A balanced diet contains carbohydrates, vitamins, proteins, fats, mineral salts and fibers in the correct proportion. When we consume all these quantities in a correct proportion, our body will be fit and healthy. Now let us look at the image showing the balanced diet. Yes, here you can see the balanced diet which includes fruits, dairy products, pulses and beans, rice and chapati and also vegetables. All these are the various kinds of the foods we need to consume in our day-to-day life. Then what would happen if we do not consume them? It may again lead to the poor health. There are various kinds of the diseases which may lead if we do not take the balanced diet. Now let us look at the next topic. If we do not take the food in a proper way, it may result to a condition called as malnutrition. Then what is malnutrition? Malnutrition, it is also called as malnourishment. And this malnutrition or malnourishment, it is a condition which results either from eating a diet that contains insufficient amount of the nutrients or high amount of nutrients. As a result of this, if the nutrients are very less or if the nutrients are very more, it may lead to the health problems. So this process where the consumption of very less amount of nutrients or very high amount of the nutrients to your body, it is termed as a malnutrition. And again, there are two types of malnutrition. What are they then? The first one, it is a protein energy malnutrition. We commonly call it as PEM. And the second one, it is a protein calorie malnutrition. We usually call it as PCM. Usually all these malnutrition, it occurs with regard to the poor families where the children cannot get the right quantity of the food items or the right quantity of the nutrients which are actually required for their body. Either it may be large amount of the starchy food without adequate amount of proteins in the diet. So all these are the various reasons where the malnutrition occurs. Then what are the different kinds of the malnutrition then? You came to know PEM and PCM. Now first let us start with the PEM. Yes, there are again two types of the malnutrition. The first, it is the kwashiorkor, and the second one, it is marasmus. Here you can observe the children who are abnormal, means they are not proper with regarding to their growth. Here you can see in the kwashiorkor what would happen. In the kwashiorkor, the stomach is bulged or it is a little bit heavier in size, and the face what you can observe, it is very much bigger and it resembles to a moon face. And also the hair which you are able to see here, it is somewhat brownish in color. And with regard to the kwashiorkor, all these are the different symptoms. And the next one, it is the marasmus. Then what are the symptoms of marasmus here? Yes, let us try to understand them. Here you can see thin and brittle hair similar to the kwashiorkor, and also the face. The face you can see it is very much weaker, and loss of muscle mass. You can see here the muscles whatever are present here, they do not contain any amount of the fat in them. They are very much weaker, and we commonly call this as the loss of muscle mass. Now let us study about the first one, that is the kwashiorkor in detail. Yes, already I told you regarding the protein energy malnutrition. Means if the protein and energy are less, we come across the malnutrition that is called as protein energy malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition is a deficiency of calories and protein in a child's diet. If the calories or the protein is very much less, it may lead to the protein energy malnutrition. In that again two types are there, as I had already mentioned in the last picture. Kwashiorkor and marasmus, two are there. PEM is present if the child is severely wasted, the child develops edema, that is a skin condition where white patches start to appear, the child do not grow well and become stunted. The growth of the child will not be normal and it will be stunted, means it will be very much less. Yes, here you can see with regard to protein energy malnutrition. If the stomach part is bulged, in the children, we commonly call this symptom as a kwashiorkor disease. It is with regard to the disease called as kwashiorkor. And why does it come kwashiorkor? It is due to the underconsumption of calories or protein. Means whatever the quantity of proteins required, below that if we consume, it results to kwashiorkor. Then at what age does this child suffer with a kwashiorkor? It is seen in infants, means small children, whose age will be up to 3 years. Why does it occur usually? If the child does not drink enough milk, it may lead to the deficiency of proteins, or if the child does not get required amount of the calories, it may again lead to the kwashiorkor. Then what will be the symptoms of the kwashiorkor? As I had already stated, the stomach part is belched, and also, and apart from that, the hair what you are seeing here, it is somewhat brownish in color and it is very much weaker. And apart from that, continuous diarrhea. These are the common symptoms of the child who is suffering from the kwashiorkor. And also the child's face, feet also will be swelled up along with the abdomen, that is nothing but the stomach. So all these are the symptoms with regarding to the kwashiorkor. Then what is the reason for the kwashiorkor? Either it may be associated with the poverty, where there is no food to get the right amount of food, where there is no amount of money, where the parents can purchase the right quantity of food, poor quality of food. So all these are the reasons where the child suffers with the disease called as kwashiorkor. And you have to remember here, with regarding to kwashiorkor, it occurs only when the child is suffering from underconsumption of calories or protein. And the next one, it is marasmus. Marasmus, it is also related to the PEM, means where the calories and proteins or consumption is very less. Then what is the marasmus and what are the symptoms of this marasmus? It is a disease which occurs when the child usually starts to suffer with the starving, means when he or she does not get enough amount of the food. So what happens then? If we eat the food, we usually get proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals. So all these will be entering into our body. But if the child starts to suffer without any food, then what happens? There will be deficiency of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. And this deficiencies causes the muscles to explore more with regard to the body. The fat part, means the skin part, only will be present beside the bones. There will be no excess amount of the fat which is usually required. So all these are the reasons where the marasmus starts to undergo. Then what are the symptoms here? You can see it is an example for chronic starvation. Chronic means continuous starvation. And adulterated water. If the child starts to drink the water which is not pure, if it is mixed with some other things, either it may be the chemicals or it may be the sewage water, whatever it may be, if the child drinks the adulterated water, and also inadequate food intake, as I already said, due to excess amount of fasting or starving, they may get the disease called as marasmus. And last one, it is the vitamin deficiencies. When the person or a child does not take any amount of the food in their body, no amount of vitamins, no amount of fats and no amount of carbohydrates and proteins enter into the body. So automatically what happens to the body then? The muscles starts to become waste and it results to a condition called as marasmus. And the last topic, it is nothing but obesity. Yes, here you can see before going to obesity, let me discuss about the various differences or comparative measures with regarding to kwashiorkor and marasmus. Kwashiorkor, it is acute illness or infections, measles, age, trauma and all. Means acute illness means it starts to keep on increasing. Kwashiorkor starts to keep on increasing day by day. And marasmus, it is a severe prolonged starvation. It is caused due to severe prolonged starvation, as I already stated. And next, it is the protein is the principal nutrient. Main deficiency here with regard to kwashiorkor, it is protein. And in the marasmus, calories and protein, either it may be both or it may be calories or protein. And the next one, kwashiorkor, it may occur with the age like 18 months to 3 years. And marasmus, 6 months to 2 years. Rapid acute onset and chronic slow onset. Rapid acute onset means it will be very faster and it starts to develop very soon. Chronic means it keeps on increasing day by day, it becomes serious and it may decrease slowly. In the kwashiorkor, some weight loss occurs, and in the marasmus, severe weight loss. And the last point, high mortality. Mortality means the death rate. High mortality with regard to kwashiorkor, the deaths are increasing per year. And with regard to the marasmus, low mortality unless related to underlying disease condition. If the child who is suffering from marasmus already has another disease and also marasmus, then what happens? The child may undergo the death. So all these are the comparative studies between kwashiorkor and marasmus. Now let us go to the obesity. Yes, here you can see a child who is very much fat, and also we can call them as obese. Then what is this obesity? The weight of the person is not according to his height, and it does not match the weight and height. And this problem where the height of the child does not match with the weight, it increases. So such case it is called as a obesity. And obesity, it is a disorder involving excessive body fat that increases the risk of the health problems. Here what happens? The extra calories what are stored below the skin does not get used up. Either it may be we can consider these extra amount of the calories or the extra amount of the fat to burn up by doing various activities like the exercise, walking and all. But instead, if we do not do all these things, what would happen? Day by day, the fat cells keep on increasing in our body, and eating throughout the day, lack of exercise are again the main two reasons where the child may again undergo the problem called as the obesity. And also, obesity may lead to many health problems. So, all these are the various kinds of the diseases when we do not consume the proper amount of food, or when we eat excess amount of food. When we do not consume the right amount of food, it may lead to the diseases like kwashiorkor and marasmus. If we eat excess amount of food rather required by our body, it may lead to the obesity. So all these are the different topics that we have discussed till now. So regarding this, the chapter completes, and in the next class we'll be starting with a new topic, and I'll be sending the notes. You need to complete it, and if you have any doubts, you need to just call me and answer the and just question me regarding the doubt, or you can even message me. Then what are the topics that we had discussed till now? Let us have a look on that. We had discussed about what should we eat and the factors responsible for poor health. In the factors responsible, we had studied about PEM and PCM, that is protein energy malnutrition and protein calorie malnutrition, and also kwashiorkor, marasmus and obesity. So all these are the topics that we had discussed till now. So that's it for our today's session, children. And in the next session, we'll be meeting up with a new lesson. Thank you. Have a great day.